What is going on, everybody? So today we have lesson number 3, and today we're going to be going over exchange rates and how to calculate pips. So in our previous video, we actually went over currency types, okay, and essentially explaining the different types of currencies, right? So it would only make sense that I now teach you how to calculate the fluctuations in price, and you can understand how to do that like a pro. So by the end of this video, you're going to be an expert in how to calculate price fluctuation. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first things first, guys, in the foreign exchange market, we use a nickname, if you will, an abbreviation. It's called PIP. Sorry, it's an acronym. It's called PIP. And what PIP stands for is percentage in profit. Essentially, guys, PIPs, this is what traders use to measure the price fluctuations in the market. So what we're actually measuring, guys, are going to be the price fluctuations between the currency pair's exchange rate. Okay, now a PIP is an acronym that stands for percentage in point or percentage in profit. Pretty much the same thing, but I think the textbook definition is percentage in point. Pretty much it's the same thing. Anyways, this is how we measure the price fluctuations in the market, and the price fluctuations that we're trying to measure are within the exchange rate of a particular currency pair. So if you're following this series so far, you know that we have currency pairs, right? Different types of currencies. If the value is stronger, if the value is weaker. The PIP is what we use to identify the exact amount of the strength or the weakness movement, the fluctuation in price, okay? So for example purposes, we're going to be using Euro USD, okay? So let's see if this is accurate. I'm going to look at EU's current price. So I don't actually trade EU much. So let's see, where is it? Here we are. All right, so it's 1.0908. Okay, 1.09. 1.0908. Okay, that is literally today's market price on the Euro US dollar. Okay, so how are we going to now calculate the pips? So now you guys understand that the first 3 letters in the currency pair are what we call the base. So for example purposes, the base exchange rate is going to be the second decimal to the right. So for example, if we're going to go to Euro, right? Sorry, we're going to go to Europe, and we're going to transfer US dollars to euros. The way you can determine the actual exchange rate is based off of the second decimal point to the right. Now, when we say to the right, it would be to the right of the decimal, right? So you see we have the 1, and then we have the point right here. The base exchange rate would be the second decimal point to the right. So in this case, when I typed it, it was a little bit higher in value, as you can see. So right now, the base exchange rate for a euro to a US dollar is 1.09, meaning that 1.09 euros equals 1 US dollar. Pretty straightforward. The euro naturally has a higher value than the dollar. In this case, it's going to be about 0.09 higher than the dollar, right? So 1 US dollar is going to be equivalent to 1.09 euros. Okay? No, sorry, I said that wrong. Scratch that. in this case, 1.09 euros equals 1 US dollar. Okay, I confused myself there for a second. Need a smoothie break. Hold on. All right, just got back from the gym, so my mind's a little tired. So excuse me if I make some human errors, but the notes are right here. Just copy these notes and write these notes down. Okay, so the base exchange rate is the second decimal place to the right. Okay, so 1.09 is the current value of a euro to the US dollar. The dollar is worth less than the euro, so that's how we can identify the present day value of the exchange rate. Okay, now the pip itself, guys, is not the second decimal place to the right. The pip itself, or the percentage in point, is going to be the fourth decimal place to the right. Okay, so for example, this first two digits right here is your base exchange rate. Now these four digits, so the fourth digit to the right, is the actual pip. So in this case, so let's see, let me adjust this, 1.0908. So that is actually going to be the pip. So then, for example, if the euro goes from I'm going to put this in parentheses. If the euro goes from 1.0908 to 1.0909, that means we are plus 1 pip. Pretty straightforward. So every one digit increase would indicate another pip. Now, I just want to explain this as well. Pretty straightforward. But if it went up from 0.09, obviously it wouldn't be 0.010. Now it would be 1.0910, right? 09, 10. So on and so forth, right? Then it would be 1.0911. 1.0912, right? So on and so forth. So just trying to give you an example of how you can calculate pips. This is how you do it manually, okay? Now, stay with me here. Depending on what market you're actually trading, guys, the pip is going to be calculated different depending on that market. So, for example, for a Japanese yen, and the Japanese yen only, okay, not for the euro, for a Japanese yen, the pip is going to be the second decimal to the right. So let's go here. Let's go to my yen crosses. Now, right now, it is going to be 195.55 for pound yen. So let me give you this example. GBP JPY. What was the number I just said? 195.55, right? 195. We're using live market data, so you guys can literally see this, you know. Granted, when you're watching this video, the price will probably change, but the techniques are all the same, okay? So 195.55 is the current exchange rate for a pound to the yen. Now, the pip in this case is going to be the second decimal to the right. Second decimal to the right. The 5 right here is the pip. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Now, if price goes up 1 pip, you guessed it, it's going to be 195.56. That would equal 1 plus 1 pip, okay? Now, if we were to do 195.55 minus 1 pip, same thing. All right, I apparently can't type. It would be 195.54. And that would equal minus 1 pip. Okay, so pretty straightforward, guys. For a Japanese yen currency pair, the pip is going to be the second decimal place to the right, and every plus 1 or minus 1 is literally just plus 1 pip plus plus 1 pip, minus 1 pip, plus 1 pip, minus 1 pip. Now, obviously, guys, we use pips to track movements in price. This is going to help us measure our risk to reward, which, don't worry, is going to be coming in a later video. But write all this stuff down or take a screenshot. We use pips to track the movements in price or the fluctuations in price. So movements slash, oops, let's do this. Oh, I gotta press this, yeah. Fluctuations in price. Now, the ruler tool on TradingView will always show you the count of pips if you are unsure. So if you're not good at math and somehow this confused you, the ruler tool on TradingView will literally tell you how much the pip count is. It's just basic addition and subtraction. There is no multiplication, there is no division, there is no calculus, there is no derivatives, there is no college algebra, there is no high school algebra. It is just addition and subtraction. Okay, so I want to just give you a quick example of the ruler tool on TradingView. Okay, so I'm going to go really quickly into the low time frame here, and the ruler tool is pretty straightforward. It's the ruler, and then I'm going to take it. I'll take it from here to here. That is 13 pips. You see this little number where I'm moving my little cursor, 13.2? It's 13.2 pips. Now let me just give you the quick example. So the height of this is 195.67, okay? And then the low of this is 195.54, okay? So 195, okay, I apparently can't type there, 195.54. So if we just do basic, subtraction, because we're going down, so we're going to subtract. When we go up, we add. Literally straightforward as that. The difference between 67 and 54 equals 13. Hence, when I take the ruler from this wick high to that wick low, it comes out to about 13, as you can see. That is what we did. One right here, number on the right, 195.67 down to 195.54. And then lastly, let me just go back to the euro and do the same example just so you're on the same page. I'm just gonna, I don't know, what am I gonna do here? I'm just gonna measure from here down to here. 3 pips. Why is that only 3 pips? Remember, each market moves differently. Wick high to this little wick low, literally 3 pips. We're going from 1.0910 to 1.097, okay? 1.0907. Pretty straightforward. The difference between 10 and 7 is 3. Hence why we got 3 pips when I took it from this wick high to that wick low. Literally, bada bing, bada boom. So you can always double check your math with the ruler tool. And lastly, guys, I want to show you how to calculate pips on gold. So remember, each market trades differently. I'm a gold specialist, so I'm just going to show you really quickly how to calculate pips on gold. Now that you understand how to do it with pretty much euro, US dollar, the pound, the yen. Okay, and I forgot to mention this. The exchange rate is the second decimal place to the right for all major currencies that are not the yen. So the base exchange rate is the second decimal place to the right for, let me give you an example, USD CAD. It's going to be the 4th decimal place to the right for the pip on anything that's not the yen. And this is when we're just talking about majors and minors, okay? So if you watched the last video, you know what majors and minors are. You can go back here and literally just, okay, why isn't this thing going up faster? Okay. So right here, right? Everything that is not a yen is all calculated 4th decimal place to the right. Only anything that has JPY in it is 2nd decimal place to the right, okay? It's kind of confusing, but it's really not. Just write all this stuff down. These are the rules of thumb. Any non-JPY pair, fourth decimal place to the right. Any JPY pair, second decimal place to the right is going to be your pip count. You use the ruler on TradingView to validate it and make sure that this is correct. Now, lastly, what I want to show you guys is essentially the pip count for gold. This is a precious metal, which is also known as a commodity, which is kind of like a subdivision of Forex. Now, essentially, this is the price that we see here on the screen is relative to the price of gold per ounce of gold. So whatever price you see on gold is going to be the price that you see in like literally the dollar amount for 1 ounce of gold. So right now, the active price for 1 ounce of gold is $26.50. Right now, technically it's $26.49.69, but we're just going to use $26.50 for, example sake. So, how to calculate pips on gold? This one is pretty straightforward. Now, essentially, guys, the pip on gold is also going to be the fourth decimal place to the right in this case. Now, 26.51, 26.50 to 26.51, you got it. It's plus 10 pips. Okay, so every one increase on this fourth decimal place, obviously there's like not really a decimal on gold, so if I'm saying that incorrectly, you know what I mean. The fourth digit at the end of the price of gold before the decimal place. So you see how it says like 26.51, like right here, 0.000. Screw all that. We're not looking at the 0.00 part. We're just looking at the four first numbers. Okay, the fourth digit in the first section of numbers represents 10 pips. So if we go from 26.50 to 26.51, we just went from $2,650 for 1 ounce of gold to $2,651 for 1 ounce of gold will literally be 10 pips. Now, if we were to go up 100 pips, it would be 26.60. As you can see, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 26.60. So then the numbers changes, so on and so forth. Same thing when it goes down from 26.50 down to 26.49 would be minus 10 pips. Okay, and then here what I was writing is that 26.50 to 26.60 equals plus, okay, I really can't type, guys, but you I have good intentions. You know what I'm talking about. So this doesn't look too pretty, but you guys get the point, right? 26.50 to 26.60 is going to be plus 100 pips. 26.50 to 26.51 is plus 10 pips. And then 26.50 to 26.49 is going to be minus 10 pips. So gold, fourth digit in the first group of numbers, is going to represent 10 pips per one digit increase. Write it down, go over it again if you didn't get it. That's how you calculate pips. Take a screenshot of this little page right here if you haven't already. Now, after this video, you are an expert on how to calculate pips for all major currency pairs, for all yen pairs, and now even for a special bonus, I guess, gold, a precious metal or a commodity. So once again, guys, after this video, go on your TradingView, start identifying the price points. Remember this little log on the right, I have an arrow here. This log that you see on the right shows you all the price points. Start practicing it. Use the ruler to measure and validate it. Make sure you're correct. And now you know how to efficiently and correctly calculate the fluctuations in price of whatever market you're looking at, as long as it's a major, minor, or gold. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards, and stay tuned for episode number 4, because I am coming with the heat for the free Forex Mastery beginner course. And after this course, you're going to have the solid foundations to make you a successful trader. Peace out, and let's get to it.